in terms of just some skills that you all can do right now at home, right? So here are some things that you can practice. Help your teen or young adult or kids, right? I'm going to just kind of use these words broadly, but find common interests, right? What do you like? What is your interest? What do you like to do? Encourage them. And if they don't really have anything, help them find that, right? Try different things with them, and not in a painful way where it's like you're enrolling them in a bunch of things and they get burnt out, but just again, letting them kind of experiment and try things out and see what feels fun, because that's what's going to give them that kind of foundation to have those conversations with other people, right? Like I have so many teens that could talk about anime for hours on end with anybody who will listen about it, right? And if they are asked like, oh, what are your interests, right? Anime. Where do we find other friends that have anime interests, right? And that's where you can kind of support them. Have them ask other people questions. A lot of times our teens get really excited to talk about the things they want to talk about. And so sometimes it's important for us to remind them to ask other people questions. And I like to always ask, right, why do we want to ask somebody else questions? How will I get to know them if I never ask any questions, right? If I talk the entire time, who do I get to know? And the teens will say, yourself, right? You only know about you now because you never asked anything. But there's those moments too where maybe we're talking with somebody else who also has a hard time asking questions. And so answer your own question. If I said, what are you going to do on the weekend? And the person said, go hiking, and never asked me anything back, right? Then I can say, oh, that's really fun. I'm going to do this. So encourage them to kind of have that ping pong back and forth. What does that look like? And share the conversation. And some of that also looks like using open-ended questions, right? We're not going to be kind of what we call like an interviewer where you're asking a bunch of yes or no questions, but rather things like, what kinds of things do you like? What kinds of things do you do on the weekend? And then asking those follow-up questions to get more information.